Hi, my name is Kennedy Knoll, and I'm doing my presentation on the conjoined twins, Abby and Brittany Menzel. Before I go over into detail about Abby and Brittany, I'd like to talk about some general facts of conjoined twins. Conjoined twins occur once every 200 live births, and the survival rate of conjoined twins is between 5% and 25%. And 70% of conjoined twins are female. And another name for conjoined twins are Siamese twins, and that came from the longest living conjoined twins, Ang and Chang Bunker. And they were born in 1811, and they lived to be 63, and between the both of them, they fathered 21 children. Some common types of conjoined twins. Thoracopagus twins are joined at the chest, and they make up 40% of conjoined twins. Amphalopagus twins are joined at the breastbone down to the waist, and that makes up 35% of conjoined twins. Pygopagus twins are joined at the sacrum down to the buttocks area. Ischopacus twins are twins joined in the pelvic area up to the breastbone. And finally, Craniopagus twins are twins joined at the head, and that makes up 2%. An introduction about Brittany and Abby. They were born on March 7, 1990. Above the waist, Abby and Brittany are separate people. They have separate hearts, lungs, and stomachs. Below the waist, they are one person. They have one pelvic area, and they have one set of reproductive system. So there's like an increasing degree of fusion as you move down their body. And together they work to move themselves as one. What makes them unique is that they're the only known surviving Decapolis twins, and they had a 1 in 30 million chance of surviving beyond 24 hours past their birth. And even though they had a low chance of surviving, today they are happy, healthy, and they're able to do anything that we can do. They play sports like softball. Abby can only feel her side of the body, and Brittany can only feel her side. So if Abby were to touch Brittany on the arm, then Brittany wouldn't be able to feel it, even though they're like connected. How they deal with their circumstances. Every action is an example of perfectly coordinated teamwork, and they have to work together and communicate in order to move with themselves. They can perform normal activities such as driving, tying knots, and typing messages on the computer without saying a single word to each other. So when they drive, Abby controls the shifter and the pedal, and then Brittany controls the lights and the blinker. But together they move the steering wheel, and they don't even say a word to each other, so it's pretty amazing. And they share a special kind of psychological bond. They finish each other's sentences, and they're able to almost read each other's minds in a sense. Even though they are very similar and they can do all those things together, they're two separate people with different personalities. For example, Abby is known as the bossy one. She's very outspoken and outgoing. And in contrast, Brittany is very shy and introverted, and she's known as the easygoing one. How others feel about Abby and Brittany? Their parents treat them exactly how they would if they weren't conjoined, and they're very strict with Abby and Brittany, and they treat them like normal. And Abby and Brittany have steady jobs as babysitters, and they do chores like lawn mowing. Their teachers, they give them separate grades, and they realize they have two different brains with two different minds, so they don't grade them together. Their peers and friends are very supportive and protective of Abby and Brittany, and like when they go out in public or to a different town, they hover over them and make sure strangers are looking at them weird. And the doctors are extremely curious about Abby and Brittany, but they don't do any specific testing because they respect the parents' wishes to treat them exactly how they would be. what lies ahead in the future for Abby and Brittany. The girls both hope to pursue a career in something involving kids, and I focused on a documentary like when they were 16, and they're now 22, 23, and they are like pursuing a career in student teaching, and they did get their student teaching degree. In the future, they want to be mothers, but they're not sure how that's going to work out because they only have one reproductive system, but they do want to be mothers. And they're very thankful that they have each other, and they do not wish to be separated. The doctors would consider it to be unethical that they would be separated because if they were, they wouldn't have an arm or leg, and they work better together anyway, so it makes sense that they would want to stay together. And thanks for listening.